Hey guys, are we live? Is this a thing? This is so exciting. My name is Rainey Romero with the lovely law firm. We are here at Spring Rally Bike Week, Harley-Davidson. Super excited. Lots of fun stuff going on. I have special guest Sarah Austin here.
Hey, Rainey.
You may know her. She's kind of famous at this point. She's on all the videos. But Sarah is our fabulous attorney over at the lovely law firm, one of the associate attorneys. And she handles a ton of biker cases. So we're going to pick her brain a little bit today and get all of her tips for safe riding and also some frequently asked questions that you guys have a lot. So lots of fun things going on today that we will talk about, some of the vendors here at the bike rally. But let's start off with safety because that's the most important, right?
That is the most important, and it's such a great turnout this year. I think maybe because the weather's cooperated this weekend. So much traffic, though.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy out there on the roads, and so safety being everybody's utmost priority, or should be. At least that's what I think when I'm riding down the road, seeing all the traffic.
Yes, always. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow, I think. So that's even, more safety things we can go over. But I think everybody's out today because it is beautiful. And the rain will probably be good. It can cool it down for the rest of the week.
Hopefully it's hot out here. It's humid. It's about to rain, I feel like. So
Maybe. So, Sarah, you talked about there being a lot of bikers here right now. It's super congested this time of year. We love you bikers, but we want you to be safe and careful. It's very congested out there, so that is obviously enhances the risk of safety concerns, right?
Right, and I think the number one thing, as we always say, you'll hear Justin say, don't ride alone. So the traffic, it's a lot. There's bikers everywhere. It's great to see everybody riding in groups, though. I'm glad people came out together. That's the safest thing you can do is to stay visible. So wear bright clothing, wear your safety gear, and ride in groups. That's the best thing you can do. You can't miss a pack, right? But you can miss, the drivers will often miss one single rider all the time.
Yeah, that is scary. So riding groups, like Sarah's saying, I'm moving my drinks out of the way. This is root beer. It's not beer, okay? So don't judge me. Anyway, moving back to safety, because don't drink and drive, right? So, yes, ride in packs. And then also you can do lots of things like what you wear to help increase your visibility.
Right, and I see everybody out here has got their protective gear on, their leather, their jeans, even though it is hot. You'll be tempted to wear your shorts and your tank tops, and that's just asking for a road rash in case you spill or somebody hits you or something like that. So leather, gloves, boots, jeans, all that good stuff. Everybody out here seems to know what they're doing, though.
Yeah, and when you say wear kind of protective gear, a lot of people, you're like, yeah, whatever. It's hot outside. There's no way I'm wearing that. But Sarah and Justin and Amy, everybody over at the lovely law firm, they see firsthand these injuries when they come in. And it's a very real thing, and wearing long sleeves or, long pants and all that stuff really can make a huge difference with the kind of injuries that you get, right?
Yeah, it really can make a difference as far as road rash goes and the burns that you can get when you slide across the pavement. And I know this one's going to be controversial, Rainey, but helmets. You don't have to wear them in Myrtle Beach, and people will come out of state, take them off as soon as they cross that state line. Don't do that. I see accidents all the time. And I see the doctors here can do amazing things, right? They put bones back together, they put legs back on, they can do all these crazy things, but when it comes to a brain injury, you really can't. There's only so much you can do. And so
that makes sense.
Wear your helmet. Please wear your helmet. It's the best thing you can do for yourself, for your family, for everybody.
Yeah, so we want you to have fun, but, be safe, of course. And, of course, wear bright clothing. You can obviously see people much better when they stick out and they're wearing that bright clothing. So that's always a great safety tip as well.
Definitely.
And then inspecting your motorcycle. That's always a big one. Motorcycles, they're just like anything else. You want to make sure that you prep them and check them before you go out anytime. Make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to be working. And do kind of a full top-to-down check with everything.
Yep, check them before you leave. Check them again when you arrive after that long ride here. And then just, do everything you can to make sure everything's operating. One of the biggest... The auto insurance carriers and the motorcycle bias, if you want to call it, one of the biggest obstacles you're going to come over is if you're involved in a collision and it's nighttime, they're going to say that your headlight wasn't on and that your headlight wasn't working. So if you're going to check anything, make sure that headlight is working, brake lights working, and all your lights so that you can stay visible, number one, but also we can prove that you checked it before you left.
Yep. What tips do you have, Sarah, for weather, like rain? I know a lot of bikers, they can still ride in the rain, but at what point should they not be riding in the rain?
I think when it comes to rain, just visibility and road conditions, we don't do a lot to treat our roads. Our roads are known for flooding here in South Carolina. Even a little bit of water can cause you to slide. And then visibility, right? We've got drivers here from all over. The golf tournament was this past weekend, so we've got people from out of town, don't know where they're going, maybe not familiar with the spring rally, and kind of they all came upon each other at the same time by happenstance. And so just be careful. If you don't think they're going to be able to see you, probably best to take your car or not go out on the bike at all that day.
Yeah, it's an indoor drink day.
Yeah, take advantage of that. Stay in the air conditioner.
Yeah. If you are just joining us, we are the lovely law firm. We are here at Bike Week, the spring rally at Harley-Davidson. We are on the south end, so there's another Harley up on the north end where there's a lot of fun stuff going on. But we are down here with a ton of vendors on the south end. We also have a booth at Beaver Bar, so we are always there every year as well. You can visit either bike booth. And we're hanging out all week, so you can come and see us. We'll be here at Harley from 9 to 6 every day. And then Beaver Bar is going until 9 p.m. as far as our booth. They'll go even later than 9 p.m., but we'll be there until 9 p.m.
Yeah, and sign up for the raffle. Tell them about the raffle.
Yes, so we have our giveaway. We're really excited about this, where you can win $20,000 towards the bike of your choice. You have the chance to get picks for that and win that. We did have a winner last year. Yep. Who picked a bike from Redline. He won, and so he can vouch for us. This is legit. You can win. We are not going to spam you. That's always the question that we get. Are you going to spam me with all these emails every day?
No.
But we need a way to contact you if you win. So, yes, you want to come and sign up for our giveaway. There's that's going on both booths. So Beaver Bar and over here at Harley, you can sign up to do that, and you can get a shirt. So the shirts that are behind us, that is our 2024 souvenir shirt. You can get those for free when you sign up to have a chance to win.
Yeah.
And then there's a ton of other swag on the table as well. We've got, what do we have? We have comb. There's so much stuff. There's foldable combs. There's those slap koozies. So we have, I need to get one of those slap koozies. I'm going to grab one from over here. These slap koozies are super cool because they slap exactly like I'm saying. I'm going to show you. This is a demonstration, live demonstration. Slap koozies, okay? So you smack them on, and they're a blast. So we have those this year, which those are going like crazy. And then we also have nail files. We have chapstick is always a favorite. We've got our deck of cards, playing cards, and some registration holders. Those are always a favorite as well. Chapstick is my number one favorite. Chapstick is always...
I like those. The hair combs are nice, though. So when you are wearing your helmet, you can fix your hair when you take it off.
I'm going to show one of those, too. So the hair combs are cool because you can fit them into your purse or something when you're riding. These are fun. So
they're awesome.
And then they open up, right? Mirror. Lots of good stuff going on there. So we have lots of, goodies. We have lots of goodies over here, and we have them at both booths as well. We've got some drawstring bags. I don't know if you can see this behind me. Probably not. But come and see us. You can really, the contest is the best thing. QR code can get you signed up, and then you can sign up for a chance to win as well. So anyway, let's get back to some of our safety features. Over here at Harley, it's funny because we're behind the building. That's where all the vendors are. And I took the rider's course that they offer here at Harley-Davidson back here. So I'm seeing all of the lines drawn out in the parking lot here, and it's given me, PTSD a little bit.
But you passed.
I passed with flying colors. I only had 1 point off. My husband took the course a couple months after I took it, and he had 8 points or something. So he'll never live it down. So that was really fun, but we got our licenses through that. And they offer that here over at Harley, I think every other month, something like that. They always sell out with those. So if you are interested in, getting your license or learning how to ride, or even there was a lot of people who already knew how to ride, but they were just in there for a lot of the tips because a lot of it's low speed maneuvers. Right. And even people who are long time bikers, when it gets to slow speed maneuvers, you'd be surprised how many don't know how to properly use the bike for that. So we're talking about 90-degree turns when you're going slow, how to back into places, U-turns, just lots of slow speed maneuvers, and it was really cool. So
a lot of stuff you'll need this time of year during all this traffic.
Yes, and I did it when it was hot outside like this, and of course you still have to do all of the safety things. So we still were wearing long sleeve, everything, boots that go to the ankle, because I'm sure that's a big thing too when you see accidents. If you wear low ankle shoes, I mean that can take your foot right off.
Right.
Those ankle boots really help safety wise.
Right. All the gear is so important. And I know they've got all of it for sale just around the corner. I mean, you can buy, if you didn't bring it with you after watching this, you can buy everything you need around the corner, I'm sure.
Yep, so tons of vendors here. In fact, I pulled up a little list for your entertainment, for your engagement. It's not, none of these words are the words I'm looking for. For your, I don't know. Information, education. So we've got some vendors, really cool stuff. Highway Leather, Patch Stop, Biker Nation, Deborah's Design, Rick Rack, Sound Connection, KST Customs. I know we've got some sort of cool sound vendor by us because they keep playing bomb music. That keeps coming on every so often, so you'll have to check them out. FTD Customs, Exotic Customs, Hogworks, Extreme Audio, that might be who it is. Inferno USA, Icicles, Rossi and Rossi, Holistic World, that sounds interesting. Roach Pinstriping, yeah. Blaze Anti-Fog, Biker Bar, Suspension Technologies USA, Beer Tub. Is that a name or is that just the beer tub?
That's where I'm headed next. Just kidding.
Halifax Urban Ministries Charities. That's awesome. Christian Motorcyclists Association. We have somebody on retainer, I guess, Cal, who is a part of that, I think, the Christian Motorcycle Association.
And you can get your bikes blessed. I think that's right up front, which is an awesome thing to do.
That's super cool. And he also works with us. He goes to a lot of different bike events. He was a client, which just happened by chance. Is how we met him, which is great. And he had a great experience with us. And so he tells folks, his testimony about the law firm and his experience, which is great. But now he actually is kind of like a chaplain or something for us?
Yeah, for the firm. So when we get riders in accidents or anybody in an accident who just wants to talk to somebody, it can be very difficult emotionally when you're very injured or even when you're not. And so Cal really offers his services, counseling, prayer with riders who are injured and families and things like that. So he's great and he's wonderful, and we're happy to have him on our team now. And
it makes a big difference, I feel like, whenever they are a rider themselves, because they can understand on a different level and relate to people better than just Joe Schmo coming in and acting like he knows what you're going through. So So that's always nice. All right, a couple more vendors. We've got Tab Performance, ATM Daycare Food. I don't know what daycare food. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Old Texas Sodas and Cakes, Rush Manufacturing, the lovely law firm Whoop Whoop. That's us. And Step and Glitz. So lots of vendors that are here. Lots of good stuff going on. There's also, if you head to myrtlebeachharley.com, you'll be able to find that vendor list. You can also find events going on. So tonight there's a kickoff party at the Sneaky Beagle. So that's 4 to 8 p.m. tonight. It's the kickoff party at Sneaky Beagle, which I think that's in Carolina Forest, right?
Right.
So head there for the kickoff party tonight. And then let's get back. So, Sarah, tell me, what are some frequently asked questions you normally get with motorcycle cases? What are things that people don't really understand that happens?
There's a lot that people don't understand. The first thing is, I think the most common cause of motorcycle accidents, I could go on record and say it, I think, at this point, it's a failure to yield.
Yeah, okay.
And that's when you're coming up to an intersection, and I know there's not a lot riders can do in that situation except for keep a lookout and try to be visible, because the cars are pulling out from directions when they're not supposed to be. And the fact is that drivers of vehicles, think that they can cut in front of motorcycles the way they do in front of cars. Almost every scenario, that turns out horrible for the rider because riders can't stop like cars can, as everybody knows. And so there's only one option, to either spill the bike or you hit the car, and riders are making defensive moves in that situation, but a lot of times it can be pretty horrific in a lot of certain situations. And afterwards, the riders are disappointed to find out the driver of the car only got a $232 traffic ticket, and that they don't have enough insurance. And so that happens more often than
terrible.
not. And I know Justin and I, we travel and we talk about underinsured motorist coverage. That's really where it comes into play. People are angry. I mean, I just met with a family last week. They're angry that the only consequence is going to be that traffic ticket.
Yeah,
and the state minimum insurance limits in South Carolina are $25,000. And so when you're in a motorcycle accident, you're going to Grand Strand Regional Medical Center when you're here as a trauma, and that's $40,000 just to walk in the door there. They don't have to do anything crazy like a surgery, and you walk out okay. And so
that's tough.
The insurance balance there is the person who hits you probably not going to have enough insurance, probably just going to get a traffic ticket. as long as they weren't drinking and driving and those kinds of things. And so we preach over and over again, stay visible, up your underinsured motorist coverage. And I'll be sitting around here for a little while. I know someone already stopped by with an insurance card asking for it to be reviewed. Bring it over. There's a big difference between uninsured and underinsured, and that's really the only way, especially on a motorcycle, that you can protect yourself and your family, because you can't count on that car that's failing to yield to cover it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought up the UM and UIM coverage. Let's kind of chat about that a little bit more. People get confused on that a lot, and they think that they already have it automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of let folks know, do they have it automatically? Do they not? What should they be, covered? How much should they be putting on? What's some stuff about that?
Right. So first, what is it? Underinsured motorist coverage is an optional no-fault coverage that you can carry on your policy. And on your motorcycle policy, they're going to, in South Carolina, if you got a South Carolina policy, they're going to ask you if you want it. It's optional. A lot of people will sign off that they don't want it because it makes their policy cheaper. And then they'll find that they were offered full coverage, and there's a full coverage sort of myth going around. Full coverage means that your auto policy will cover you if you cause an accident, or if you don't cause an accident, if you do, it'll cover your bike, so your actual motorcycle property damage. It's not covering your person if you're involved in an accident where somebody doesn't have enough coverage. And so people will say they have full coverage. What that really means is that their motorcycle is going to be replaced no matter what.
Yeah, that's not on you.
Yeah, but not them. And so when they offer you that underinsured motorcycle, or the uninsured motorist coverage, people, sorry, so many motorcycles.
Easy for you to say it 5 times fast.
Me,
ready,
like,
go.
As they're driving by, they look so great. People will reject it to keep their policy cheaper. And the bike policies are already more expensive, right? And that's
but it's
by
really
design.
not that much cheaper, is it?
Not that much cheaper.
I mean,
it'll be like $16 cheaper.
That's nothing.
$20 cheaper.
You're worth $16.
You really are worth it. And so people will reject it, especially on bike policies, because they're already more expensive. They already make you separate it from your auto policies in a lot of situations. And so that's where we run into the most trouble, where people don't have that. Or they'll have it on all of their cars, but not on their motorcycle, and that's not going to cut it. So what you need to carry is as much as you can afford.
Okay. What's the, like, is there a minimum? Is it, like, how much can you get for that for UAM?
It depends on who you're contacting. Most carriers, Geico, State Farm, Progressive, they'll carry up to $250,000 to $300,000.
Okay. I think that's what I have. I think I have $250,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then after you get into $250,000, $300,000, they'll start going into umbrella policies. They have a max that they'll allow you to carry. The minimum that you have to carry is $0. You don't have to carry it at all. So.
Yeah. So just to clarify, I mean, this is super duper important, especially every single one of you bikers. If you get into an accident and it is not your fault, and you go to the attorney and you say, oh yeah, like I am definitely going to get money for this because this was not my fault, please make it right. There's nothing we can do for you if you do not have the appropriate insurance. Like, that blows my mind. Like, and it's not us. It's there's nothing anybody can do for you if you don't have that insurance to cover yourself. So it's very, very important that you have that UIM coverage. Because, that covers yourself.
It's not that we're going to turn you away, but that's if you don't carry underinsured motorist coverage, you're relying on the at-fault driver to have enough. And 90% of the drivers in South Carolina are going to carry the minimums.
No, you're good. Yeah, most drivers, you're relying on their insurance. So if they don't have what they need to cover you, then you're kind of screwed. So you have to make sure that you take the proper precautions and protection for yourself as you're riding around, so that you know if something happens, you're going to be covered, your family's going to be taken care of during that time, which is already a horrific time. You don't want to be worried about finances.
Right. You want to be worried about that, and I don't want to have that conversation that there's only $25,000 or there's only $50,000 and that's all we can get for you.
Yeah.
So
yep. We do
review your policies. While you're checking your bike before you ride down here, review your policies. I'm happy to do free reviews. I know Justin will do free reviews. If you want to call us, email us, send us those policies. We'll let you know what you do have and what you don't have, and how you can protect yourself better.
Yeah, and really that's a big part of why we come out to these Bike Week events. I mean, we are super involved in the biker community in general. We go to a lot of events throughout the year. We hold these booths. We sponsor a lot of rides. Are we back? We're live. Okay. I'm not exactly sure where we left off, but we were chatting about the accident scene management class that we sponsor locally, really across all of South Carolina, for the local riders here, just to educate them and make sure that they are staying as safe as possible out on the road. That's something that we do as like a passion project. We're super passionate about just the safety of bikers and making sure that we can cut down a lot of those accidents as much as possible, especially during rallies like this, where unfortunately, I mean, every rally, there's just numerous bikes that go down, and it's a very sad thing to see. So we always try to really diminish that number every year by educating as many riders as we can with this accident scene management class that Justin and Amy so graciously sponsor. So they pay for everything. They bring donuts and coffee in the morning, which is everybody's favorite part. They provide pizza at lunch or subs or some sort of lunch food. And then Peter Ham comes in, who is our local HOG chapter instructor. He was a paramedic. He was a police officer. He was all the things. So we're grateful for him to be able to teach that class locally. But it's a national program that conducts that. The Road Guardians conducts those accident scene management classes, and so it's a big thing. If you can take that, they go over so many important things to help you stay safe on the road.
Yeah, for sure. Call us if you want to join that. Have you seen any HOG chapter guys around here yet?
I have. Multiple HOG guys have come by the booth and said that they've taken the accident scene management class.
Yeah.
So I think people are always surprised. You know safety, but then when you really get and dig into safety, there's a lot that you realize you don't know. We got lots of bikers going by right now. It's fun. We're right in the thick of things, so we get to see them all drive by. So it's a little distracting, but it's fun.
I know, and I love all the fashion too.
Yes.
I saw some really funny shirts on the way in here.
What was funny about them, Sarah? You have to tell now.
So they're highly inappropriate. I'm not sure I can say them on live, but they were great. Great, yeah.
Inappropriate as in something was said on them, or just the way that they were cut or not showing things?
No, like the phrases on it.
Oh, okay.
I think I saw one guy tattoos everywhere, wearing a hat that said "tattoos are trashy." I was like, I love that.
I love that. Yeah, there is always fun fashion going on here. I always like to see the different designs that women cut their shirts into, cut them and tie them and do all this cool design stuff. I feel like that's always fun. So
fun crowd.
Yeah, super fun. So we have our accident scene management class we were talking about. We also have a lot of these FAQs with motorcycle awareness and cases. So Sarah and Justin handle the vast majority of the motorcycle cases that come in through the lovely law firm. And Sarah is extra cool because she can do cases in North Carolina as well. She's licensed for both South Carolina and North Carolina. Tell me if I'm saying this wrong. But what does that mean for you, Sarah? And how were you able to do that?
It's just the timing that I passed the bar exam was easy to waive into both states, and since we're so close to North Carolina, a lot of times we have situations in North Carolina. The laws in both states are very different, so depending on where your accident happens, it's going to be almost a completely different outcome. Mm-hmm. But it's fun. It's fun to represent everybody, and it's fun to hop over the border sometimes.
Yeah. Do you handle a lot of cases in North Carolina? I know we had one that came through not
A few.
too long ago.
A few. Most of them happen right over, most of the ones that we handle happen right over the border. And so actually Grand Strand's the only trauma hospital in the area. So a lot of those accidents that happen in Brunswick County, they end up coming to Grand Strand for their treatment. And so that's how we get a lot of those cases.
Well, I always want to remind folks, too, that even though you may be visiting here from another state or out of town, you always, if something happens and you get into an accident and you need legal representation, you need to use a local attorney from where the accident happened. I think that was something that I didn't realize when I started working with the law firm. I thought that you could kind of go to any attorney, like attorney near me, it didn't really matter where it happened. You could use an attorney that was from wherever. But then I learned that, no, you have to use an attorney that's from that area, right?
Yeah, local attorney is always going to be best, right? We know the roads, especially us. We're out here. We ride. I don't ride. Justin and Amy ride.
But her parents ride.
Yeah, my dad spent my whole life making Harleys and custom motorcycles and things like that. And so
cool.
We know motorcycles. We know the area. We're going to give you better representation where we know the court system, we know the law, we know all of that stuff. If you go home and you try to hire a lawyer in Virginia or Kentucky or Pennsylvania or wherever you came from, they're not going to know the specific things they need to know about insurances. They're not going to know about, the spring rally and how things happen here and what goes on. A lot of times liability in motorcycle cases has been turned. You'll get out-of-state insurance adjusters saying the motorcyclist was at fault. We get involved. We really explain the atmosphere of bike week around here, the way the local traffic, and everybody should be looking out for bikers. And it can really make a difference in those cases, and you're not going to get that kind of representation from an out-of-state attorney.
I'm like watching Sarah, but like listening to all the bikers behind me.
For sure.
It's so difficult to concentrate because of all the cool stuff going on. But Sarah, so you are allowed to use an out-of-state attorney? You just should use one local, or are you?
You should always call a local attorney. Whatever your out-of-state attorneys say they can do for you, I'm not sure. But they're not going to be able to handle that case. They're not going to be able to litigate the case. Yeah. So if it comes to a point where they need to file a lawsuit, only a South Carolina licensed attorney can do that.
Okay.
But you're really going to want to find one in the area where the accident happened. And so South Carolina, definitely give us a call. We got offices in Goose Creek, Charleston, Myrtle Beach for the bike rally and everything like that. And so we're all over the state.
Yes. Yep. And if you're just tuning in, we're here at the Lovely Law Firm. We are here at the Myrtle Beach Bike Week Spring Rally, Harley-Davidson. We're on the south end. We also have a booth over at Beaver Bar. We are there every year. We were here last year. It's always so much fun, and we're always having a blast when we get to come out here. But as Sarah was saying earlier, if you want to stop by, say hey, sign up for our giveaway going on. We're giving away $20,000 towards a bike of your choice. That is just something where you don't have to pay anything. We just pull a name for the winner. We had a winner here last year who won, so that was really cool. He got a bike from Redline, kind of like a crossover bike, so he was super excited. He's one of those people that are like, I never win anything. That's what most people say when they come by.
I think he thought it was a scam when we were calling. He was like, this is a scam.
Yep. So it's not a scam. It's legit, so make sure you come by, sign up for your chance to win. We also have T-shirts that we're giving away for free for those who sign up, and then we have a ton of great swag that we always have: brushes, sunglasses, playing cards, drawstring bags, lots of good stuff. All of that is free. You can just come pick it up when you stop by and say hello, but also bring your insurance by. So your bike insurance, Sarah's here. Justin Lovely will be by throughout the week, and so they can check those out, make sure you're covered and you're safe, and you can have a good time while you're riding. Right?
Absolutely. You plan on going to any events, Rainey?
No. This is my event. This is the event. Oh, yeah. So Danny's here. So I don't know if you guys remember Danny. Danny's with us wherever we go. He does all of our community service projects. So that's another big thing with the Lovely Law Firm, is they are always doing community service every month. Sometimes it's bike related, sometimes it's just community related, but Danny's always with us to record it all. So he's here. He's telling me he's got a cool video from the scenes here. So we're going to watch this video and see what we got going.
A lot of times it's visibility. That's why we say, wear bright colored clothing. Make sure your headlights are checked if you're riding at night, that they're on, so that you can be seen. And ride in a pack.
Absolutely. And that was a super cool video. I think we need to show that again in a little bit. That was super cool. So you can see kind of the ambiance of where we're at right now. Everybody's just here having a great time. I feel like the Harley Davidson vendors is kind of like where you come and shop during
too.
And we're back. We're talking about all the fun Barbie-inspired outfits this year. And then, female riders are really moving up, like, as far as how many there are. Every year is more and more.
A lot of us, myself included, I'm a passenger princess, but it's so fun to see a group of women riders. I mean, my grandma was in a motorcycle club with all her female friends, and so I love to see the women out here riding, especially in Barbie gear. It's awesome.
Yeah. Danny, you want to try and show them where we're at again? I got Danny's the best, man. He's going to show you guys kind of where we're at so you can see a little bit of some of the ambiance and where our booth is too. So if you go to Harley and you're coming to see us, which I know is the main reason you would be coming here, we are in the back. There you can see these are our neighbors over here. I think that's Rick Rack over there. But tons of people walking around, just having a good time. We've got the biker bar that's down there. Lots of contests going on. Just some great people just hanging out.
Spending money. Everybody's got a shopping bag.
Well, you pair your vacation with Bike Week. So everybody's here in good spirits, especially today because today's a great day. We've now got some cloud coverage coming because I know rain's coming tomorrow. So it's really the best weather too because it's not super sunny. People aren't dying out here right now. So it's a good time to be walking around. Yeah. I know it was hot earlier, but
I would like to be out here. I was at the golf tournament on yesterday, but I would have liked to come down here yesterday, and it was beautiful out.
Yeah, it's been nice. I hear somebody, it almost sounds like it's live music, but I think it's not. I think it's a recording. Yeah, but there's some jams going on in the background. So Spring Rally is going on May 13th through the 19th. So it started over the weekend. It's going all the way through this weekend. So I feel like this weekend, that second weekend is always where it's like the most amount of people. So you definitely obviously want to be safe all week long, but definitely over this coming weekend. And then Memorial Weekend is the weekend after that. So I know some people will stay through.
It's going to be busy.
Yep, it is.
Back up in season in Myrtle Beach.
Yes. So we have another booth over at Beaver Bar, which is down near the Marsh Walk. That's where a ton of the restaurants are, waterfront. It's a beautiful place to be. But we also want to discourage you from drinking and driving. That is the best time to really switch to your cars and to carpool and have that designated driver. Or, that's what Uber and Lyft are around for, right?
Right. I mean, 2024, there's no excuse to be drinking and driving. That's the most dangerous thing you can do on your motorcycle is drink and drive.
Yeah.
And you got to watch out for, the automobiles drinking and driving, the cars leaving from those places too. So call an Uber or make a plan, have a designated driver. We don't want to see any of that on the roadways this bike week. It would be great if we didn't have any of those calls about drinking and driving, especially down here in Myrtle's Inlet with all those bars lined up. A lot of them, you could walk around. So walk, have a designated driver, call an Uber, just don't drink and drive.
Yeah, please. Let's talk about these brain injuries a little bit because I know that there's some common misconceptions about brain injuries as well, and that's also something that definitely can happen if you get in a car accident, or if you get, well, car accident too, of course, but if you get into a motorcycle accident, whether you are wearing a helmet or not, right?
Right. But the helmet protects you a lot. A lot.
Yes, wear a helmet.
Yeah, and you can get a concussion if you just hit your head. You can get a very traumatic brain injury if you're not wearing a helmet and your head hits the pavement or hits a vehicle. Traumatic brain injury is probably one of the worst injuries we see, the hardest to heal, the longest recoveries for our clients. So, I stressed before, stressed again, wear your helmet.
I know one thing Justin always kind of reiterates is those traumatic brain injuries, like the lovely law firm attorneys, they have done extensive training in traumatic brain injuries and what to look for. And a lot of people, if they injure their head, but there's not catastrophic injuries, they assume that they're fine. But then later on, they start forgetting things, they have stuff where really it was a traumatic brain injury that they just kind of wrote off because it wasn't like their head got busted open. So, those are things that you still want to look out for, whether you've been in a motorcycle accident or a car accident. What are some things that they can kind of keep an eye out for if it's a traumatic brain injury?
Well, a lot of times I'll have clients who come in, especially after a motorcycle accident, you're focused on the traumatic physical injuries, so broken bones, and you're healing from that. Sometimes learning to walk again, learning to use your arm again. You're not focused on your mental state and what's going on, and so a lot of times those injuries go undiagnosed. They call it the invisible injury for several months, sometimes up to a year. But family members will notice, they're more forgetful, their mood has changed, they're not sleeping anymore, and things like that. And so look out for all those things after an accident for sure, especially a motorcycle accident, but any accident that you're in. Hopefully we don't see a lot of those this bike week, this rally. But they are common, especially, like I said, when people cross the border and they take their helmets off because they're optional here.
Yeah.
And it becomes difficult. It becomes difficult in your case later. If we have to go to trial or something like that, we talk about motorcycle bias and those kinds of things. The insurance company's first going to say you didn't have your headlight on, and the next question is going to be, were you wearing your helmet or not? And even though you don't have to wear it, and we can try to keep that from coming in, the jury's always going to wonder, if you have a head injury, did you have your helmet on, and did you do what you needed to do to protect yourself? So can't stress enough my opinion on the subject matter. Of course it's optional, and we'll represent you as best we can, and you don't have to wear your helmet, and that's your right not to do so. But if you're concerned about brain injuries, and if that's something that's top of mind for you, that's the best thing you can do is to wear your helmet.
Yeah, and you really want to see an attorney that specializes or is just knowledgeable about motorcycle accidents specifically. You can go to any kind of, car accident attorney, but they may not. There's a very different way to approach motorcycle cases, I feel like. And I am not an attorney, but Sarah is, so she can just chime in and correct me if I'm saying the wrong things. But, it's just different. Justin and Amy, they both ride. Sarah's family rides. So they are totally into the biker community. They understand biker prejudice. A lot of times you'll hear Justin Lovely talk about the biker prejudice, which, if a biker gets injured and goes down and they go to the hospital, then police come and they're taking the word of whatever car was there, which is going to blame the rider, and then that's what goes on the police report is the rider. It's their fault, and sometimes it's not their fault, right?
Right, that happens a lot, actually, because the motorcyclist will be whisked off in the ambulance, sometime in the helicopter. Officer interviews people on scene. Sometimes we get, we'll find out after the accident when the family calls us that the rider was traveling with a group of motorcyclists, and that police officer doesn't even get statements from the group that he was riding with. And so a lot of important things, get out to the scene, get as many pictures as you possibly can if you've got people in your group to take pictures, witness statements, all that stuff. Fortunately, especially during weeks like this where we've got a lot of riders, everybody stops to help. You got a lot of riders stopping to help, and a lot of riders who will be great witnesses in your case and help us overcome that bias. So it's so important to have a local attorney that has the staff, that has the resources to get right out there on scene, knows the intersections, knows the traffic patterns, and will be able to document that liability right on the outset, because you're going to be fighting that motorcycle bias as you try to pursue your case moving forward. And even with the jury, there's a lot of people, not this group of people obviously, but a lot of people, when everybody goes home, that'll be on your jury, who will think, well, you decided to get on a motorcycle this is what happens when you ride a motorcycle. And so you really have to overcome those biases with clear liability at the forefront, and documenting that even if the police officer says you're wrong. Police officer didn't witness the accident, so that's not always a fatal flaw in your case, but just call somebody local who can get on the ground, who can take those photos and do that investigation, and also count on your friends and those witnesses. And like I said, this is a great, as you know, dangerous it is because of all the traffic, it's a great week to ride because you're out there with fellow riders and everybody's looking out for each other, and it's a lot of fun.
That's true. I didn't even think about that side of things, that they're going to be there to kind of support you in that case. And you can tell Sarah knows what the heck she's talking about. So she is a great attorney, as is all of the attorneys at the lovely law firm. Again, if you are just joining us, we are here at Bike Week. We are over at the Harley-Davidson. We've got a booth here, the Harley-Davidson on the south end, and then there's also a booth at Beaver Bar, but we're over here in the back parking lot of Harley-Davidson. We will be here all week long, and we will be doing these podcasts all week long.
And
so
it feels like it got like 10 degrees cooler.
It did.
Now.
Well, it's like the clouds are coming out.
Yeah,
the clouds are coming out, and it feels great out here. Justin Lovely will be out here this week. We'll be interviewing some of the vendors here as well. So, set that notification on for the Lovely Law Firm Facebook page and YouTube, because we will be going live all week long, kind of chatting about everything that's going on here, all the fun events that are going to be happening, and deep diving some of these vendors and what they have to offer here. But yeah, you can find us online at all of your social medias. Justin is everywhere. He's on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all the things. And of course, justiceislovely.com, myrtlebeachbikerlawyer.com. Justin is the Myrtle Beach Biker Lawyer. So you can contact us there as well. And 843-839-4111. Yes?
I remember it.
I know. Look at me. Look at me go. But yes, we'll be out here all week. We're having a blast at Bike Week. This is the fall, or not the fall rally. This is the spring rally. And so lots of stuff going on. I think one of my favorite places to go is down on the Marsh Walk as well. Right. This is like the good daytime spot, and then you kind of migrate down there for the fun, for the food and the drinks and all the bands. There's always a lot of fun stuff down there, right?
Right.
We have our girls, Morgan and Emmy, that are at the Beaver Bar booth. So if you go down there, you can just say, "Hey, Morgan. Hey, Emmy," and they'll be like, "What? How do you know my name?"
They'll probably make you into a TikTok. So
wear your best outfit. They probably will.
So many people signing up for the raffle. I hope that we go back to back again this year.
Yes. So we had a winner last year from our giveaway, which we are doing again this year. So make sure you come out, sign up for that. It's this thing right here. Okay. So this is our biker giveaway contest. It's $20,000 towards the bike of your choice. They used to just give away a bike, and then people were like, but I want a specific bike. So now they are doing $20,000 towards whatever bike you would like, and it's a real thing. So a lot of people think it's a scam or whatever. It is not. It's a real thing. I think 2 or 3 years ago, they had somebody win, and they tried to reach out to them, and they thought it was a scam, and so they didn't get their bike.
Then they pick a new winner. So stay by your phone.
So sad. It was so sad. But last year, they won, and they were picked, and it just so happened to be an old client of the lovely law firm. That was just by chance, and it ended up being like awesome. Super appreciative. He got like a crossover bike from Redline.
What kind of bike would you choose?
Ooh. So I'm a beginner rider. I got my license last year, I think. Here from Harley, I took the rider's course, and I passed with flying colors. And my husband, for my birthday, got me a bike. He got me a Suzuki Savage. See, I don't even know the name of my bike. A Suzuki Savage, and I have it, and I have not ridden as much as I would like to, but I would like to. I like the old bikes, like the Victories and like Triumphs and stuff like that, like the old school looking grease days bikes.
That sounds fun. I can't even ride a bicycle. So fun fact about
Really?
me. That's why I don't ride a motorcycle.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well then, Sarah.
So
I think you're going to
am.
need to fix that.
I'm a passenger princess for sure. So if I had to ride passenger, I like a trike. It feels solid. It feels safe. But my dad's out here on all of his motorcycles.
You know, the trikes get a bad rap. It's like people either love them or they hate them, because half the bikers are like, that's not a real bike.
Yeah.
You're not a real biker because you have a trike.
I mean, I can't ride them. I need a trike. It's training wheels for a motorcycle.
Trikes, we still love you. Don't worry. Okay. we love all the bikers. But yeah, the trikes. I said my husband has a rat bike. He's got a, I think it's a Shadow. Right, Ro? It's a Shadow, your bike? Yep. He's got a Shadow 1100, but it's all like rusted out. So the rat bikes, if you don't know already, which you all probably do, they are like junkyard bikes. That's a terrible way to say it, but that's the only way I can say it. What's that style of clothing where it's like all like rusted color and people wear like it's like an industrial look? No,
I don't know. Grunge.
No, it's not
It's
grunge.
a 90s
But
bike.
it's kind of like an old like industrial look where there's like chains make up the handlebars and it's just got like a cool look, but everything's like rusted and it's made to look like that. But they call them rat bikes, and they have entire rat bike rallies where it's all rat bikes. So it's pretty cool. He loves it. He brings it out. So if you want to actually see that bike, he's going to bring it here tomorrow and Friday. So that bike will be here. You can check it out. He'll tell you all about it. He loves that thing. So if you have a rat bike, stop by the Lovely Law Firm booth. You can check out my husband's rat bike, and you guys can talk shop, and I will make fun on the side.
Yeah, absolutely.
What bike would you get? I know you don't ride a bicycle even, but...
I got a client who got a bright yellow Road King.
Did you like that one?
I mean, it just, you cannot miss it. You're going to see it coming. So for those purposes, the personal injury lawyer in me loves that yellow bike. I'm hoping to see him out here, but I'm not sure if he's here.
Yeah, I would like to see him. I know exactly what you're talking about. What a comeback story he's got. Yes, when I was growing up, I always said I wanted a bike, but when you're younger, you don't really want like a Harley style bike. You want like a sports bike. So when I was younger as in like high school, I was like, I'm gonna have a girl gang, and I'm gonna have my like Suzuki yellow and black like sports bike. That was what I wanted.
The yellow Power Ranger.
Yes. So that was what I wanted. That's what I always wanted until I got my license, pretty much, until I like came here for Harley for the riding course, and then I was like, you know what? I really liked the bikes that we trained on actually for that rider's course. So then I kind of switched it up, and now I like the
Sportsters?
I like the Sportsters, but I just like the old school looking bikes, and you know what? And a lot of people will, there's like the war going on between Harley and Indian, and we're over here at Harley, so I'm not going to talk about Indian too much, but I do like the Indian bikes because I feel like a lot of those have that old school
Could
look
not be me.
that I like. Could not be you. But, we try to be very safe, which is what, when we got our licenses, Justin and Amy were the first ones to come to me and say, be careful. They were giving me all the safety lowdowns because we have little babies at home. And so they were just saying, giving me all the safety, all the mom and dad safety talks.
The same talks we give our clients and the same talks we'll give y'all here.
Yes.
You can't be too safe. You can't. Everybody knows you can't count on the cars to look out for you. People are texting and driving. They're
It's so bad
and
right
driving.
now. Yes.
They're not paying attention to where they're going, and around Myrtle Beach, they usually don't know where they're going. They're not from here either. So, be safe. Ride in packs. Wear bright clothing. Stay visible.
And any extra lights that you can add if you're driving at night. So I try not to let my husband drive at night just because that's when I get worried about visibility factors. But if you're riding around at night, the more lights you can add to your bike, the better. I know some bikes will have those colored lights like in the bike itself, like in the wheels and everything. And I've seen bikes that add extra brake lights that do all the blinking and do all the stuff. That's really so smart. That's one of the best things you can do if you're going to be riding at night, to just increase your visibility.
Yeah, I love to see a motorcyclist with those bright LED lights coming at me. I'm like, this is so helpful to see you coming in the dark.
Yes, yeah. That freaks me out, the nighttime thing. So if you're driving at night, just be extra careful for that. Another thing I thought was interesting is we've seen a couple kids around here today, which I love to see kids. I love babies. But with their vests on and all the things.
They're so adorable.
I did check one time. I was kind of curious, what is the regulations for kids on bikes? And as far as I know, with what I did and with asking, Justin Lovely, there's not an age limit for riding on bikes, which I thought was really interesting. So it's kind of like, once you're at the age to appropriately sit on the bike and hold on and be safe and wear a helmet, your head has to fit a helmet and all that stuff. But aside from that, there's really not a whole lot of rules for that. Do you know of any crazy ones?
No, you just have to be of the weight limit that you would be to ride in a car, but don't put your kids on bikes.
That's what I should have led with.
Yeah.
Don't put your kid on the bike.
Wouldn't recommend that, unless, of course, it's a teenager or something like that. Someone who's adult-sized.
Though the sidecars are really cute with the animals. You see the ones with the dogs that sit in the sidecars?
So fun. I saw dogs on the back of the bike, too.
Really?
They've got some weird contraptions to hold your pets on the bike. They look fun, though.
That I was going to say, I always love to see those things. That's part of the fun with Bike Week, is just seeing all the different sites and everybody who comes in from different areas. And there's just that common ground of the love for riding that brings everybody together.
Yeah, I think I met somebody here last year or the year before who actually showed me photos. The dog had passed away, unfortunately, he led with that. It was very sad. Yes. However, the dog would ride on the motorcycle with him on all of his rides. And
I love that.
Pictures of the dog on the bike. So if that guy is here, come back.
Yeah, come see us. So you don't.
It's a really cool story.
Some of you may know this. Some of you may not. But Sarah is the crazy cat lady. She loves all animals. We did a community service one time at an animal shelter, and Sarah was
dangerous.
She almost took them all home. So I could see you doing that. I could see you strapping your cats on everything.
If I ever get my trike, it'll have a lot of spots for my cats, but not likely. Like I said, it's not that I don't want to, but it's probably safer if I don't, because like I said, I can't even ride a bicycle. So my dad's ashamed.
I'm sure he is. He's like, "You're not my daughter." But we are gonna be out here all week again. We're gonna log off in about 5 minutes, but I want to remind you folks to check in with us every day. We're gonna be posting pictures, posting videos, and then of course we're gonna go live every single day. There'll be different guests chatting. Justin Lovely's gonna come out. We're gonna chat with some vendors. We'll have an attorney on here to answer any questions. So if you want to leave any questions that you may have biker related in the comments, we will kind of address those, the following day on the live podcast for you. You can, of course, contact us at any time, though. We've got all of our social media channels. You can head online, myrtlebeachbikerlawyer.com or justiceslovely.com. Of course, if you have any questions whatsoever. A lot of people don't realize that there's no cost involved to just call and ask questions. So,
right.
Yeah, they can just call and set up a consultation, right?
Yeah, especially to look over insurance or anything like that. We're happy to look at it. We'd rather have those talks before something happens and make sure everybody's as protected as they need to be. But hopefully everybody's staying safe out there and having a good time. And you won't need us, but call us beforehand. We're happy to look everything over.
Yeah. One of the things that I always cringe when I hear people say is the whole just negative bias towards attorneys, actually. That attorneys are more kind of, in things for the money, or the whole ambulance chaser, which everybody hates that term. And so I just want to say, from my perspective, that Justin and Amy and Sarah and the whole lovely law firm, that is so far from what their goal is. They just go above and beyond to try and protect the biker, just sponsoring as many causes as they can for the biker community, sponsoring this accident scene management class that they do all the time, which is thousands of dollars to sponsor one of those. They do because they are trying to cut down on accidents for motorcyclists, which, is kind of the opposite if you're an ambulance chaser. You know what I mean? You're
right.
wanting those accidents to happen, and that is not the case for them. They're super passionate about helping the bikers out, and they really want to prohibit those accidents from happening. But in the case that something happens, they're there for you. They understand what you're going through, and they know all the ins and outs that you need to know to get appropriate counseling and representation for you.
Yeah, this is our favorite event of the year. I know there's been a lot of stuff about Bike Week. Some people will not like it. It's our favorite event of the year. I love the spring rally even more than the Harley rally. For me
too.
Living in Myrtle Beach, it's just like the start of the season. It's the
Agreed.
start of the fun. Everybody's back. There's so much cool stuff going on, so many bikes around.
It's like spring break.
It really does feel like spring break even for the locals, and so we just really want everybody to be safe and have a good time. We don't want any of that negative press or any of those sad stories. If we could prevent those and just have it be a really fun, really great, safe rally,
Yep.
I think that's what everybody in Myrtle Beach wants, and we're just really excited to have everybody here.
Yes, agreed. We're happy you're here. We hope you come back. We hope you have a safe trip and a blast, and that you just stay as safe as possible. Bright clothing, ride in groups, don't drink and drive, cover up your body, not to be cute, but to actually be safe. You can always get off the bike and switch clothes and be cute then, and then, saddle back up to get on the horse, right? But anyways, thanks you guys so much for watching today. Again, let us know if you guys have any questions. We can answer that on future podcasts. Thanks, Sarah Austin, for being here. You guys can contact Sarah by calling the lovely law firm, 843-839-4111. You'll talk with our lovely intake manager, Mary. Is it Mary still? Mary. So she'll get you all set up to get all your information so that Sarah can chat with you. Again, Justin Lovely's there to help you. He's a Myrtle Beach biker lawyer. You'll see 1,000 videos of him on our YouTube channel, where you can also find tons of frequently asked questions, even more information about motorcycle safety and just motorcycle laws and all the things motorcycle on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere as well. Any last words, Sarah?
No, I think I'm ready to hit the beer tub.
But she's not going to drive
Unless
after.
Justin's watching this, then I'm going to work.
She's going back to the office, Justin. Don't worry. And again, stop by our booth. We've got this one here at Harley on the south end. We've got a booth over at Beaver Bar. We are writing these contest giveaways up like crazy. You get a free shirt while they last, because the t-shirts always sell out after like a couple days. I mean, they're all going to go away. So you want to make sure.
They probably won't last to the weekend. So
Yes.
get down here and sign up.
You want to make sure you sign up to win $20,000 towards a bike of your choice. It's free to sign up. It doesn't cost any money. We're not going to spam you, so don't worry about that. And then you get a free souvenir shirt for signing up. So make sure you come out and see us and do that. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.